I put together almost 200 mods in a brand new mod pack I'm calling the Ultimate Survival Adventure. I'm gonna see how long I can survive and if I can discover all 12 eyes before losing all of my lives and ending the series. This is a story of dragons, dungeons, and danger, and it all begins right now. Day 1. All right, here we go, day 1. Let's do this. And so I started like you would in any Minecraft playthrough, or at least most of them, punching down a tree to get myself some wood. But it was very quickly that I realized I wasn't alone on this coast. Ow, 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 what the heck? What was hitting me? Oh, it's a dinosaur. Okay. Avoiding the dinosaurs, I made myself a crafting table, a few sticks, and ran over to another small piece of land, checking out a few of the mobs that were standing around, trying to figure out who was dangerous, and seeing a sunken ship off in the distance. I swam over towards that, mining my way in to get a lot of iron and gold, which allows me to short circuit a lot of the early game, upgrading straight to iron tools and a chest plate. I dug into a nearby little structure, which was filled with mole rats. Oh my god. I'm at 1 heart. I've been recording for 4 minutes. And you might be wondering why I care if I die. It's survival after all. I only get 3 lives in this whole series. And with all the mods I've added, it is super dangerous. So while I can finally die, every death counts, and I only get a couple of them. So I don't want to waste them on episode 1. And hey, this is a cheeky subscribe call. Subscribe while you're watching the video. Okay, bye. So I spent a little bit of time eating up what I had cooked and finding a little bit more food with legs, getting myself back up to full health before heading out and seeing far too many creepers camping out underneath the island I was just standing on. Oh, no. Look at that. There's like 12 right there. Secondly, that skeleton looks very scary. No, I'm not having that right now. I didn't actually intend for this to be a very aquatic start, but ending up on the ocean and doing a lot of sailing from POI to POI is how I spent a good portion of this first day. I grabbed the wool from some sails nearby so I could make myself a sleeping bag to go through the night, seeing several different versions of pirate galleons, all crewed with tons of mobs with dangerous upgraded weapons in their hands. I saw another sunken ship getting a few pieces of armor, some basic crops and food, my first few pieces of Inferium Essence, so I'll be able to craft up and grow resources. But don't worry, this series is gonna be pretty chaotic as well. You know what? Sure, why not? Why won't that happen? And since we're in very aquatic theme, Sierra, cue the pirate music. These ships have a ton of treasures on them. They can help me kind of skip the early game, get towards at least diamond gear, so I'd be able to take some risks and actually take on some of the more dangerous mobs in this pack. But to even do that, I need to at least get up a little bit better on food and supplies. So I saw a nearby fishing trawler, making my way onto the ship and seeing the captain just abandon and leave. I guess I am the captain now. I grabbed everything I could from all of the barrels, getting a lot of raw fish and gold, knowing that the roof was made out of furnaces and a campfire. I actually started smelting there. That's where decorative blocks go a little too far. But I didn't want to be alone on the ship. I wasn't trying to evict the captain. I was trying to make a friend. Get back over here. Getting the villager back onto their ship, I went up onto the roof where a campfire was waiting for me, which allowed me to smoke and cook all of the meats I had collected without using any fuel, making myself a sleeping bag and ending my first day in this world. Well, first in-game day. I still have a lot to do. All right, we've officially survived 1 day. We've made it. Wait. There it goes. With the sun up, I went over to that closest little island, finding a few raw carrots that I could craft up into some better food, sailing around to check out what else I could see in the early accessible areas on the water. And there's a lot. There's a ton of different structures, dungeons, and challenges that are waiting for me out in the world, but I need to take it very carefully. I really don't want to die in episode 1. That would set such a bad tone for the series, so I really want to make sure that I'm doing this right. But I thought that that brick building could potentially be some sort of large village structure, and once I sailed into the river itself, seeing that it was surrounded by a spruce taiga village, I thought it was good. until I walked in and saw who was actually in charge of town. Not just a... What is you? Not just a village. That's a tree. That's a walking tree. Okay, so village that's taken over? Nope. Ah! Not good, not good, not good. Alright, first quest, liberate the village. So I have my first quest of my adventure. I have to free this town. Yes, I could go to another village. I could work with other villagers. I could set up all my trading elsewhere. But let's treat it like a Nuzlocke run. This is the first one I found, so I have to save it. But I'm in no condition to do that right now. So I crafted myself up a bow and I stashed all of my excess materials in a chest right here in the village, knowing I'm gonna have to return for it, but I have to venture out for better armor and weapons if I'm going to stand a chance. There's another little bit of light across the river, so I went there seeing a tower that would potentially have a waystone up on top. So I spent the time climbing to only find out no. Are you kidding me right now? There's supposed to be a tower on top of this. With that being a bit of the miss, I went back down, took care of the zombies that were around, but the illusioners were still on the hunt. That illusioner was pretty deadly. I'm taking a ton of damage right here. My early game armor is not prepped for this, so I need to gear up. Plus, I have nothing when it comes to combat at range, so I really need to find myself a good source of ammunition. But leaving the village behind for right now, I sailed along the coastline, finding another fishing trawler where I was able to get a whole bunch of gold and some upgraded fishing rods, finding a hunter who had been smoking some meat just for me, grabbing everything I could and dealing with a few drowned that really didn't understand that they're supposed to live underwater. I mainly now need to find one leather because that's all I need to be able to then make a lot of progress. If I can just make a backpack, I can carry everything I've found so far and then some. So we really need to find leather. But my pockets were once again full and I wasn't finding what I needed. So I sailed around a little bit more, finding a few other ships with various resources and loot inside of them. And look at my inventory, it is full, and don't worry, it's giving me anxiety as well. I grabbed a few books and some prismarine boots from one of the chests here, grabbing a treasure map that would lead me to some other spoils later. There was a giant nether portal that had a knife inside, which gave me some advancements. But as I continued sailing along the coast, the pillagers were definitely a problem, as more of them had set up shop near the next village. I sailed into the birch village right here, just immediately jumping into the church, seeing what I could find. There was some redstone, an antidote vessel, which would make the blindness from the illusioners way easier to deal with. But the most important thing was just a few cows camping out underneath one of these homes, one of them dropping leather and letting me get ready to craft a backpack. So now I had two villages, both under threat of pillager attack. But like I said, the spruce village I found first was somewhere I felt compelled, required to go and save. So I sailed along the coast back up the river and started making my way in towards the building where I had stashed all of my stuff. I was very careful to block off the entrance so nothing could find me, hoping that no evokers would know my position, being able to send Vex through the walls, undoubtedly killing me. But I was able to collect everything, crafting myself up a backpack and then upgrading it through iron and gold tiers where I had significantly more storage space to work with. After that, it was a quick little bit of organizing everything, making sure that it was all set in place. I was finally ready to go.
Oh no!
Ow. That jump scare reminded me that while I might have felt ready, I definitely wasn't. Losing 7.5 hearts in one hit is more than enough to make people reconsider, so I headed back out into the ocean and I had to do some serious mining. I grabbed a little bit of gravel very quickly, making myself some arrows and some iron armor, upgrading what little I had, looting yet another sunken ship, and then heading off into the woods. There was a farmer here, which would allow me to sell a whole bunch of different animal pelts and other things, but I hadn't collected any of that just yet. I did collect all of the food from all of their chests and a new friend from out in their yard. Turtle! Turtle. We just have a turtle. Get in the backpack. Oh, another turtle. In the river right in front of the house was a way down, leading to a small area that was exposed out to a cave with a campsite right here at the entrance. There was a bunch of iron I was able to mine, and then I saw another campsite just around the corner. Get water trapped. Haha. What's this? Movement speed after taking damage. Okay, I'll take that. Taking care of a chest with teeth, I was able to get my way to a whole bunch more iron, and then using doors and an underwater cavern, I was able to find a ton of diamonds, mining those up and digging my way into an underground area that was filled with oxygen, you know, the breathable stuff, so that was useful. There's a whole bunch of mobs here that I had to be very careful of taking out at range, but I'm getting things like gold, lapis, and inferium, and if you watch my 8th or 100 days, you know just how powerful that stuff can be. There was more mimics around here that I had to deal with, so that was a bit of a problem. Oh, I'll take that too. No problem. But I'm grabbing myself any diamonds that I can find and getting some hope from the local wildlife as far as mining. Perfect. Thank you. That fire gauntlet is awesome. Anything that I hit now immediately burns. I have fire aspect on every weapon, including my fists. And it's making taking down a lot of the mobs here a whole lot easier. The only problem was these caves are massive and very full of creatures. And I need to be careful that I don't get overwhelmed and have all my new magic powers make me overconfident and easily killed. So once I knew I had enough, I swam all the way back up through the sunken caves, grabbed an anvil on my way, and slept in the hunter's house going into the next day. Nothing bad can happen from that, right? I'm just gonna steal a witch's cauldron. I've never read any story where that goes badly. I really jinxed myself there. Now this is concerning, because if I remember right, this is from the dungeons. That's a problem for later. That's not a problem for right now. Going to take on those dungeons, taking out those bosses, and getting the secrets and power that they have hidden within is going to be essential. There's no way around it. I will need to do that to unlock the eyes. But we're still level 1. We need to get our way through the basics, and we need to secure the village who was first to offer me shelter. But as I was sailing back, I got cornered by Poseidon's younger brother. Was that seriously the only arrow I had? No, that can't be the only arrow I had. Did you drop your battle fork for me? No. Dang. That would have been epic though. You all know that. That would have been amazing. But I continued sailing the ocean, slaying monsters, and doing a little bit of trade. And by trade, I mainly mean just taking stuff. Hello. Horse decoration. Lots of decorations. Thank you. Oh, a magnet. Oh, that's huge. What? Oh! This is massive. Breathe underwater. Heck yeah. But this ship, this one, just look at how it looks with the god rays and the awesome sails. It looks like it had run aground, and there was a potential opportunity for me to attack and get a ton of loot hidden inside. But it was also covered in spawners and filled with danger. That would be a problem for another day. And by another day, I meant once the sun was up. Oh, they have fireworks? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this is so bad, this is so bad. They have rocket launchers! Literal, actual, non-figurative Minecraft rocket launchers. And literally set foot on your ship for 2 seconds. This is potentially stupid, but we're gonna do it anyway. One down. Lots to go. Vindicator. Dolphin, yes, Dolphin. Come on, give me speed, Dolphin.
Wheelman.
Beautiful. Yes. All right, let's get the last one. Oh God, I don't even know what kind of mob that is. It's the archers. They have a heck of a punch bow. Are you kidding me? Okay. Oh, sorry. Leave me alone. Oh, there goes the helmet. And the boots have 1 durability left.
And this ship was proving ridiculously dangerous, but that just made me want to conquer it more. Because all of that danger had to be guarding some good treasure, right? So it's time to quit geeking out and just lock the hell in.
Oh, yes. Be free. Be free, my friends. You can escape. You totally could have made a flint and steel to burn this entire ship down. What are you thinking? You totally could have burned the ship down.
Nope.
Ow. Seriously, ow.
And now that I was down in the lower decks, I perfected a strategy of what I call door camping. If you played Rust, you know exactly what I mean.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, that fire's at half health. That was a waste. Oh. Oh, that could have been very, very bad.
With the deadly melon trap disarmed, the remainder of the ship was a relative breeze. I was breaking the Rick Astley paintings, moving through, having to make new axes because I'm chopping my way through a lot of walls, and looting all of the remaining loot rooms on the bottom of the ship. And I came out of that thing looking absolutely glowing.
I have like 3 stacks of gunpowder plus another 3 or 4. I could make just a stack of TNT. I could blow up the entire village. I'm fully enchanted. This is awesome. Let's go. I mean, the feather falling is pretty good, but we'll take protection. We'll take some diamond boots. It also feels like a you found everything kind of reward, which I think we did. I think we took the ship for literally all it's worth. It's taken 2 days. Ow. It's taken 2 days. There's still items just flying around me. Oh no, just barely not. But look how far we've come. All right, I think at this point we need to find a place. And I think I have an idea. I'm gonna need a home base, probably several, honestly, all throughout this world for me to be able to actually prepare myself for the challenges I had ahead. Because believe it or not, we're in easy mode right now. I'm taking on the mobs on my terms, and that won't always be the case. So I started sailing around trying to find myself a location where I could rest my head and hunker down. And the dinosaurs are making that difficult. On second thought, this might not be the place to live. No, this can work. I can see us building something very cool right there. But for now... Oh, well, if it wasn't already going to be our house, now it is, because this is a very cool front yard. So let's start digging. This grove was perfect, easily defensible, covered by a giant mountain on two sides, and having enough space that I could build up a pretty decent size and decent looking base here over time. And my timing could not have been better. Oh no. Well, I am very glad that I have started to make a house, because I perfectly timed that. We're just gonna mine and pretend that the outside world isn't happening. I spent almost all of day 9 in this world just decorating and making the house look passable, a place where it would be viable for me to lay down and rest. Oh, look, little ducks. Hello, little duckies. This is the best front yard ever. But I still had things I needed to do, and for that, I needed diamond armor. Crafting all of that up, sailing over and taking a quick nap in the river, and then it was time to free the village. Did I save? Did I seriously save the Fletcher at the last possible? I did. My friend, I will take your entire stock. I'm gonna need every single one of these arrows, probably. Without the bow being enchanted, it did really bad damage, but it was the only way that I could fight at range and minimize the amount of damage coming my way. That was until I tried approaching in from another location and the evokers were made aware of my assault.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Oh my god, that is so many Vex. Time to run, time to run. And just to show you, I'm gonna pull up the map here. I started here, and I ran to here, and they still wanted to kill me. That thing has sharpness 5 or something. That did half my health in a single hit. Are you kidding me right now? Okay, maybe we save that village later. Maybe that's a day 2 problem. That's not a day 1 problem, I don't think. So with my heroics being put on hold temporarily, I promise, I just spent some time collecting a few more resources, a lot more spruce wood that I was able to make myself a boat and have a lot of the supplies that I could use to upgrade my home. From there, I found an illusioner's house who I was able to pin into a corner with a cobweb and stab repeatedly until they decided to give me the deed. There was an awesome enchanted bow in their chests, which is gonna upgrade my damage considerably, as well as a few potions and some brewing stands, which will come in handy. But I spent some time dismantling the house here. There was a lot of different spruce components that would make my base look good, so instead of having to craft them up, collecting them from elsewhere is definitely useful. As I was sailing home, I found a little abandoned wheat field with some torches right here, some hay bales, and food, which is really good. Food is useful for staying alive. But I sailed out through the river and off towards my home, using all of those spruce components and all of the chests that I had set up to store a whole bunch of supplies, throwing down some mossy cobble in the floor, some different oak walls to make it feel a little bit more homey. It's a kind of a Hobbit Hole 2.0, and a bunch of other supplies and details around, making sure that the place was safe and habitable. The following morning, I sailed back up and over the sandbar and went to explore in another direction. I'm still not going to trade with villagers until I get that first village rescued. It feels required at this point, but there's other dungeons and areas that I could get loot in that would be good to explore now before it gets harder. And I stumbled across a giant mushroom filled with really geared out zombies, and this thing was dangerous. Oh my god. But I worked my way through the multiple different layers, fighting whatever mobs that I could, making sure to clear out whatever was attacking, working my way up to the very top, seeing some chests hidden inside of tables, and I've fought with this mod before. There's a bunch of good loot in here, although a little bit toned down from the somewhat absurd levels that it has been in previous mod packs. But even in diamond armor, these mobs still have really good loot on their hands, which means that I was down to under half health yet again, and I really don't want an episode 1 death, so I bravely retreated away from the base. And that led me back towards the pillager mansion. And as I took a quick nap, I thought, you know what? I might not be able to save the village, but I can avenge them. You know, I might not get any loot from this, but this is a moral victory, not a strategic one. Take over a village. I burn your... No. No. That bird stole my food. You take over a village. I burn down your house. Easy as that. Oh, you are kidding. No. That did not seriously just happen. All right, I'll be back. I'll be back for revenge. You mark my words. Will I be able to save the villagers? Will I survive long enough to find even a single eye? See you all next week for episode 2.